Hello everyone. So for this week, our lesson is about division of polynomials. Now if you remember, for multiplication of polynomials, we have a case-to-case basis. Now for division of polynomials, we're gonna have two. So the first one is we're gonna divide a polynomial by a monomial, and the second one is dividing a polynomial by a polynomial. Okay, so let's try to have a few examples. Okay, so let's have the first case first. We have here dividing a polynomial by a monomial. We're just gonna distribute first the monomial. So for example number 1, we have that case. So what we're going to do is let's try to rewrite it in a fraction form. Since we have a polynomial in fraction form, what we're going to do next is we're gonna distribute your 3x to all of these terms. We're gonna apply here is the quotient rule. So when we have a division of your variables and they have exponents, we're gonna subtract their exponents. Now for the numbers, we don't have any problems there. So let's just do the numbers first. 15 divided by 3, that would be 5. So let's try to rewrite them first. We have x raised to 5 minus 2. So your 5 came from the numerator and 2 came from the denominator. And we now have minus 18 divided by 3, that would be 6. We have x raised to 4 minus 2 plus 9 divided by 3, that would be 3x raised to 3 minus 2. There. So simplifying the exponents of our x variables, we have your 5. X raised to 5 minus 3 is that's cube, minus 6. X raised to 4 minus 2 is 2 plus 3x raised to 1. Now the second example here has two monomials. Now let's try to do what we did for the example number 1. We divide 512 divided by 64, that would be your 8. And we subtract the exponents. So 2 minus 3, y 5 minus 3. So we now have 8. X would be raised to negative 1. Since 2 minus 3 is negative 1, and y raised to 2. Now, since we have here a negative exponent, the rule here is we have to make your negative exponent a positive 1. So, in the rule of exponents, we have what we call the negative exponent rule. So, in the exponent rule, if we have a negative exponent, we're gonna get the reciprocal. Now, since only your x has the negative exponent, the answer would be, we let your 8 and y squared stay on the numerator since they have a positive exponent, 8y squared. Now what we're going to do with your x raised to negative 1, we're gonna put it in the denominator, so that would be your x. Let's divide the example number 1. Now since long division has this form, divide, let's write your x minus 2 outside and 2x squared minus 5x plus 2 inside of the division form. I divide 2x squared divided by x. Now the answer for that would be 2x. Now I hope that it would be clear if I do it like this. So that would be 2x. If we're gonna multiply 2x times x, that would be 2x squared. We also multiply 2x times negative 2 since it's included in our divisor. So 2x times negative 2, that would be negative 4x all over. Now in the rules of subtracting integers, we're gonna change the sign of subtrahend. So since this is the subtrahend, we change the sign from negative, that would be plus, and from positive, that would be negative, and of course we proceed now to addition. Okay, I hope you remember that. So we now have 2x squared plus negative 2x squared, that would be 0, so we don't have to write that already. And we have negative 5x plus positive 4x, that would be negative x. There. And we bring down your plus 2. So we now divide negative x plus 2 to x minus 2. Okay, so negative x divided by x is negative 1. So that's minus 1. You multiply negative 1 times x, that's your negative x. Negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. So that would become 0. Our final answer would be 2x minus 1. So let's have the second example. We now divide x raised to 6 plus 2x raised to 4 plus 6x minus 9 by x cubed plus 3. Now we have here what we call missing terms. When we say missing terms, we are missing a certain term with an exponent, which is the next number to the previous exponent. So in here, we have a case here, x raised to 5 plus 2x raised to 4. Now as you can see, we don't have an x raised to 5, right? And in here, we don't have x cubed and x squared. Now, if we're going to rewrite it in a long division here, we're gonna replace it with 0, or either we leave a space. So what I did here is x cubed plus 3, the long division, x raised to 6. I placed here a 0 x raised to 5 for us to have the missing terms already. So that's the case with x raised to 5, x cubed, and x squared. One, we just write it to symbolize the missing term. Now let's divide already. This is x cubed. Since x cubed times x cubed, that is x raised to 6, we multiply also. Positive x cubed times positive 3, that would be positive 3x cubed. Here we have plus 3x cubed. There. That would be the use of your missing terms. Since we cannot add or we cannot subtract x raised to 5 and x cubed, right? So they have to be the same or similar terms. So we're gonna subtract them. Changing the signs. We make that negative, we make this negative, and we proceed to addition. So that would be 0. This is also 0, so we don't have to write that. So we have here 2x raised to 4. We have 0 plus negative 3x cubed, that would be negative 3x cubed, and then we bring down the next term, which is 0. Since it's 0, we don't have to write it. So we divide also the first terms, 2x raised to 4 divided by x cubed. That would be positive 2x already. Since 2x times x cubed is 2x raised to 4. 2x times 3, that would be positive 6x. The subtrahend, we now subtract, but before that we change the sign. That would be negative, this would be negative, and we proceed to addition. So this is 0 already. We bring down this one, 3x raised to 3, and we have already 0. Let's leave that because that's 0. Positive 6x plus negative 6x, that would be 0, and minus 9. So bringing it down already, we have negative 3x cubed divided by x cubed, that's negative 3. So when we multiply, we have the same value. We have negative 3x cubed. Negative 3 times positive 3 is negative 9 already. Now since both of them are opposite numbers, the answer would be 0 already. So in here we have your answer as x cubed plus 2x minus 3. Okay, here are some examples. We have a multi-term by a multi-term. Here is your activity this week. That would be page 140. Numbers 60 to 64. Okay? So kindly show your solutions if that is needed for all of the numbers. Thank you.